Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit. This model is finished off in velvet red. They have a starting MSRP at just over $58,000. So we have a lot to go over for this pretty much fully loaded Grand Cherokee. You have the Summit Reserve, which is the next highest. But we'll start off with what this is powered by. Underneath the hood, you will find the 3.6 liter V6. It is paired to an 8-speed automatic, and it pumps out 293 horsepower, 257 pound-feet of torque. This has the full-time four-wheel drive system. It'll do 0 to 60 in 7.5 seconds. And as far as fuel economy goes, you're looking at 19 in the city and 26 out on the highway. Now, as we work our way to the exterior styling, you'll notice this has a really nice look to it. There's a lot of brushed aluminum accents. There's also a forward-facing camera, dark housings for the LEDs. There's fog lights too. You get parking sensors and a sensor for distance pacing, along with a lot more cutouts in that lower section. Now, this also has a really nice set of wheels, has body colored fender arches, more brushed accents running along the side, and it also features that two-tone look. So the upper section is finished off in a gloss black. Now, this also gets power folding side mirrors with a camera and a turn signal, full moonroof up top with more roof racks there with the brushed accents. And this model is also equipped with the adaptive suspension, so it will raise and lower depending on the driving modes, along with the clearance that you need height-wise. There's also a two-tone design for the door handles and a nice crisp line that comes down the side. Now, this has an integrated third brake light and that spoiler with the wiper blade in the lower section. You get LEDs, backup camera, all the parking sensors, and this can even tow right around 6,200 pounds. It also has remote start, so you can use the key fob for that. You can use the key fob 2 or this control up underneath to gain access to the cargo space. Now, for this two-row SUV, it is quite large. You get a spare tire underneath. You have this cover here that you can use along with the liftgate control, a little bit of storage and some auxiliaries. And then of course you can fold down the back seats to give yourself that much more interior space. And then this has manually adjusting sunshades. You get wood trim accents. There's also the speakers there and storage in the lower section. And then a really nice design for the interior. Now, you do have this control down below, so you can fold the seat, and that is what you can use to recline the seat too. So you have several adjustments there. Now, at 5'10", I have plenty of space. You get storage pockets. There's also temperature controls. You get heated rear seats, your fan speed, where you like the air to go. There's also vents and then several auxiliaries down below. You do get an armrest with cup holders and then lots of space in the back. There's very large cargo windows just to make it easier to see in all directions. Now, this also has memory seating adjustments. They're massaging seats too. You have your window controls, power folding side mirror adjustments, Alpine audio, and then more storage. Now, Summit is also an illuminating logo, and then you have the same design for these seats up front. Now, as we start this up, we have a leather steering wheel. There's also paddle shifters on both sides, and it's still equipped with volume and tuning underneath the paddles. Now, on the right side, there's all the cruise control settings. You have your distance pacing as well. And then on the left side, you have some Bluetooth adjustments, and then you can go through the digital gauge cluster. So you have quite a lot that you can go through. As you can see in the upper left, we are on setting 2, which is vehicle information. You have several of these to go through, including the ride height of the vehicle, just to monitor all of this information and what you need to get into. So it's very easy to go through these readouts and all of that info. Now, on the left side, there's the e-brake. You have some dimmer switches, headlight and fog light controls, leather for the entire dash, where there's 2 air vents, and then underneath that, you have this row here for engine start stop, lane keeping assist, traction control and hazards, parking sensors, and parallel parking. So you can use that as needed, which is very helpful. And then with the infotainment system itself, you have a lot more that you can get into. So you'll notice in the lower section, everything is fixed here. So you can quickly get into home, monitor all of this information. You can get into the media, also get into your climates. So that way you can go through your heated seats, ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. There's temperature adjustments on both sides, fan speed as well. Navigation is next. You also have your phone to pair that. If you go into vehicle, this is how you can go through a lot more information. So you have your dashboard where there's an off-road pages that you can get into and look at all of this information. If you happen to take this off the pavement, you can easily go through all of that. You can get into the rest of these controls here, and there's even some settings that you can monitor too. And then you also have a lot of apps that you can drag and drop into the lower section depending on what you need to get into. So quite a lot to go through. There's also some physical buttons up underneath where you have heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, your temperature and fan speed, where you'd like the air to go. There's wireless charging and auxiliaries that are tucked away in this here. You also have the height adjustment, so you can just raise and lower it as needed. And you also have a few different driving modes. So this will also change the height of the vehicle depending on the mode that you are in. And then by twisting this dial, this is how you can put it into reverse and bring up the camera system. So you have a lot of different angles there. And then you have drive and park. There's also a downhill assist, a four-wheel drive low. You get cup holders in the middle that you can hide away. And then you also have two different areas in the center armrest. There's also plenty of storage in the glove box. There's also the rear view mirror. You have controls for the sunshade and sunroof, your liftgate, and dome lights too. And then here's a look at visibility over both shoulders. It's pretty easy to see for how big this vehicle is. And we're still in sport mode, second gear. Here we go. And just easy on the accelerator there. This definitely has a lot more power, a lot more get up to it, which is beneficial for both its sizing and especially if you are towing. Now, if you do buy this and you plan on towing, the adaptive suspension is going to make it a little bit more safe. It is going to keep the rear end from sagging, so it will have the auto leveling feature. It's just going to keep the vehicle more planted, especially if you have higher weight on the back. You're getting close to that 6,200 pound mark. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Definitely a nice place to be. You have a great outlook out of the front. I have 4 or 5 inches of headroom at 5'10" with the height adjustment for this seat. So you can definitely get a lot more comfortable. You can be taller than me too and still fit in the back, which is nice. And it seems to ride quiet, smooth. It's really what you would expect for a daily if you are looking for an SUV like this. And we just have a lot of nice premium feeling materials. You have 4 or 5 other trim levels too, just depending on your budget and what you were looking to get. So we're pretty much in the highest trim level here with the Summit. And so of course you can spend less just depending on what you were looking to get. But super nice vehicle to drive and check out. So that's going to wrap it up for the Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit. Once again, huge shout out to Carolina Auto Direct for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.